Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Our American Dream. Today we have another unique situation. We are without power this morning. We had, I don't know what the gusts were, high winds, and we had a power line go down that took our whole street out. Let me go show you what we got going on. So as I walk out the door here, this line is de-energized. I already talked to the crew, but as you can see, right in front of us in the camera, if I look up top here, you can see there's supposed to be two lines going away from the camera, but we only have one line. That's because the other one is down in the bushes. It is laying on the chicken coop over there, but they said that the line's de-energized. It probably tripped off when it fell. So anyway, interesting though, because here we are in the house. Typically I would get my tractor out and run the generator, and I still may do that now that I know that the line is de-energized. But interesting situation that I can't, before I knew this was, the line was dead, I can't actually really go anywhere or do anything. This is about as close as you would want to get. I'm going to take a couple of videos so that you guys can see what they do to repair this line. Maybe it'll be interesting to you. Well, I apologize for the wind noise, but we found out what they're going to use to actually get this line back together. It's been a few hours here. I went ahead and put my generator together, but let me show you what they're going to use here. So this unit right here is on tracks. If you can hear me through the wind, they'll be able to go through that real muddy area, access the part of the property where they would have got their normal bucket truck stuck. Our area is serviced by Consumers Energy. I give these guys a lot of credit. They do a heck of a job responding. They had first responder from the local fire department was out here within 20 minutes of me calling it in, and then the Consumers crew is only probably another 20 minutes behind them to assess the situation. And it's been a couple hours till they got the equipment out here, but again, they had to bring this from another town, so you guys can see the line in the yard here. Now I'm about 20 feet away from it right now. The line is de-energized, but always, always, always treat power lines as if they're live. You can see that one hanging over the chicken coop. In order for me to get around this thing and back up to the house, I'll show you. One line coming in, two lines going out. So this line right here is the one that follows along the ground that I'm not going to walk over. So we just walk around to the other side. And this is the way I drove my tractor. You can actually see my tractor tracks here to be able to get the generator hooked up. So I'm gonna go inside and warm up, and we'll wait for the crew to show up. And so it's about 8:45 at night. We've been on generator power for 7 hours and 40 minutes. And they're still working on this line. It's pretty dark out now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any video. I'm gonna try still. But I wanted to show you guys something. So anyway, that's pretty cool. We're gonna be at the 1,000-hour mark on my tractor. I've had that tractor since 2008, I think. Well, this is day 2 of our infamous power outage. As you can see behind me, the creek, I don't know if I showed this yesterday, but this was over the bridge. We had all that rain, and just got the dog out here. We went to make sure there wasn't any log jam or anything out there. My grandma lives next door, so I just went over and fueled up their generator. And last night we had ran the Kubota for about 10.5 hours straight, which is probably as hard as I've ever ran that tractor. It's 12, 13 years old now, and I don't know, it's purred like a charm. So I guess that's what goes to show you what you get when you do your maintenance on your equipment. But anyway, we turned it off about 11 o'clock last night, and got to bed, and 5:30 this morning the sump pump hole was getting pretty deep again, or full I should say. So we turned it back on, and I'll probably just leave it on until they get the power going. But last night, the crew, in the last video, you seen them orange lights. The crew had went down the road. Let me turn the camera around. I'll get the camera turned around here. You guys don't want to look at me the whole time. The crew had went down the road and I think isolated about 4 poles down at the next house in this direction out here and got them power up to that point. See, the town we live in is that way, and our power comes from that town. It comes down a road, turns up our road, and comes this way. So I think they isolated this down section here to just the half mile that we're on. So I would imagine that vehicle, that track vehicle they brought in yesterday, and a crew of guys are going to be out here today, now that it's hitting daylight pretty soon here. All right, well, we're coming up on noon here on day 2. I took the tractor down to the neighbors to get the neighbors going. They had their house was down to 45 degrees, so I need to get them guys heated up. But anyway, got a crew down here, and I've stayed out of here until the crew got here because I didn't want to make any issues, and I'm trying to stay out of their way. But anyway, I walked the back side of this, and it looks like a tree came down on my property here, back here where they clear cut it a few years ago. They got the tree crew out here doing some cleanup, and then they've got some repairs to do on one of the utility poles, and then whatever they got to do to splice this line back together or run a new section or whatever they got to do. So I'm gonna take a couple shots here. So what you see over here is where they got the tree cleanup that needed to occur. That nice big tree in the background, which is that one, that's an oak tree. That's a real healthy tree. Hopefully they don't want to mess with that one. They're gonna take down some of this other little stuff that looks like it could be a problem. So we got the crew out here a little bit. They're finally got their machine up here working. Like I said a minute ago, it looks like that tree was the culprit, which is over here. You guys can see on the other side of the ditch over there, they've got that cleaned up a little bit off the line. We'll have to clean that up a little bit in the springtime with the tractor, but the crossbar on this pole was damaged, and of course the line broke. So anyway, we're using this little culvert for our crossing today. You can see how much rain we got coming through here. Pouring out of the culvert pretty good. Come on, Coke. Atta girl. So we'll get a nice view of these guys working up on the line, getting her done. Kudos to these guys out here in the cold and the rain. And well, they finished up on the other side of the creek. Now it looks like they're on the close side of the creek here. There's a pole. You can see that right in front of their vehicle there. The line fell off there. I think a bushing broke, maybe a cross arm or a cross brace or something. Then we got this pole here. Definitely has the bushing gone, or whatever you call those things, right there. But yep. Got the trucks in the driveway, ready to wrap this thing up here in the next few hours. So here we are out the window. You can see got the generator going again. Just got back from the neighbor's house actually, but wanted to hook it back up here just because I know they're going to be a few hours yet, but they're going to start working on this thing. They've got their machine across the way here. They're going to start working on pulling this back up. these guys got the two ends that need to be pulled together, spliced back together. Pretty slick. We made a little bit of a mess here, but I mean, it'll be fine. So I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a quick splice piece that they put in right there, and then over here to another spot. So they added in about a 20-something foot piece. Now we'll take, it actually looks like they're going to end up taking a section out of the middle of this. These guys over here are wrapping up. Probably going to head out of there now. I'll finish the job on this bucket truck here, right up high. So we got one continuous line with a bunch of slack in it now. Slack than that, but maybe not. Now that it's free from that tree, it looks a lot better. The good news is that other pole over there is not having any problems. He's swaying a little bit. The last splice piece they did is right here. So they added a section down there, and then they took all the slack up right here, cut that section out, and tightened everything back up. We're back online. So the way that I tell if we're back online is I always leave my outside lights on the barn. The barn's not connected to the house, so even though the house is running on the generator, when these lights come on, that means the utility's back. So we're gonna go inside, get the door for Michael. We got our heat going in here now, so we should be in good shape. We'll let him come on in here, put everything away, and we'll be back to normal. So thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you guys subscribing and watching our channel. We got quite a few exciting things coming up, but I'll tell you about those in another video. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.